Television 12 Broadcast Plaza, this is the news with Dennis Schrieffer, Andy Joyce, Bob Walker, and Tom Heaps.
Good evening. Irate Wichita industrial leaders have launched negotiations with city officials to halt massive hikes in their sewer bills. Mike Taylor reports that the two sides are still far apart on an agreement.
Representatives from 11 heavy polluting local industries sat down for nearly 2 hours with city officials but failed to come up with a concrete solution to the expensive problem. The wrangling is over gigantic sewer surcharges slapped on meatpacking plants and other industries with hard-to-treat sewage. It means city sewer bills for some of the 11 industries will increase 900% by 1981. Some of the businessmen left the meeting thinking the city will eliminate the surcharge, but a key city official denied that claim.
A moratorium's not in the making.
At all?
Well, I don't believe that it's necessary until we find out on an individual basis what those industries are doing.
Some of the industries say with the economy slowing down, they can't afford the pollution penalty charge. Yet the city remains optimistic.
I don't think that any of them are ready to pull up and leave town, if that's what you're implying, as a result of the extra strength charges. We wanted to assure industry today that the city and our department, Industrial Development and Economic Development, are very concerned that we're not driving industry out of the city.
The industries could clean up their sewage and reduce the surcharge, but they say the cost of pollution devices is prohibitive. Whatever solution is reached, it will be tremendously expensive. For the news, Mike Taylor, Television 12.
The cost of cleaning up pollution is hitting more than local industries. The city and its motorists are also burdened with the problem, but not from sewage, from automobiles.
Air in downtown Wichita is dirty. The EPA says automobiles are the reason, and if auto pollution isn't cut down by 1982, millions of dollars in federal funds will be yanked out of the city's hands. Vehicle inspection seems to be the only answer. It's a costly answer, and one citizens won't like. The city and county commissions plan to split the cost of starting the voluntary inspection program, but the county recently backed out of its part of the deal. The city must now pick up $43,000 in extra cost. The decision will be discussed next week by the city. They're sure to approve the expense because not starting the program means a loss of valuable EPA funds. Pollution is expensive for industry and citizens, and the EPA is constantly reminding everyone of that fact. For the news, Ron Kirsch, Television 12.
To no one's surprise, Governor Carlin today vetoed the capital punishment bill sent to him earlier this week by the legislature. The governor's veto marked the second time in 2 years that he has rejected death penalty legislation.
Former Kansas Republican Senator John Simpson, now a Democrat, is challenging U.S. Senator Bob Dole for his seat on the energy issue. Today, Simpson said the federal government could have headed off inflation and the Mideast crisis by reacting responsibly to the 1973 Arab oil embargo, but failed to do so. Another current issue which Senator Dole has spoken out in favor of is a U.S. blockade of Iran. Simpson has a different view.
There's nothing to me that is more paramount than the safety of those 50 hostages, and that has to be our main emphasis. I'm concerned that if we do anything such as a blockade or something that would smack of any kind of military action, that we risk the lives of the hostages, and I think we also risk with a blockade the possibility of some sort of confrontation with the Soviet Union.
It's going to be cool. Bob Walker has the weekend weather outlook for us coming up next. Wind made you utter a few profanities. Pity the poor driver of a forklift at 21st and Waco. The driver had just finished dropping a load off on the 3rd floor of this construction site. The forks were still up in the air when a gust of wind blew the machine over completely. No one was injured in that mishap. And you say it's not windy.
And hold them down again.
Proof.
It's going to be even more so tomorrow. That's that cold front we were talking about that came through. And there's a lot in the weather tonight we'll talk about.
Okay.
Very pleasant good evening, everyone. Nice to have you with us hold things down tonight because the cold front's going to drop temperatures, and tomorrow night probably below the freezing mark, and we've just been brushed again by some rather strong weather. High today was 61, the low this morning 43, currently 45 in Wichita, 49 in Hutchinson, humidity 68%, barometer rising at 30.04, winds northeast 27, gusting at times to 36, and we've had a trace of precipitation, and the thunder shower activity went through last night, caused a few thunder boomers, but not a great deal of moisture. As you can see, the southwest along the Pacific looks pretty good as of this evening, and that low pressure system is moving up, going through the northeast part of Nebraska and into portions of Iowa, dumping some heavy snow. We have a tornado watch out for this evening. The watch is out for the northeast part of Texas, the eastern part of Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas, and the southeast part of Missouri. As we go up into Des Moines, Iowa, let's take a look at the current radar picture in Des Moines, where they have 2.5 inches of snow on the ground. As of this time, the precipitation is moving to the east gradually at about 25 miles an hour, and so far in the southern part of Missouri, they have 12 inches of snow on the ground, and the northeast part, that's the southern part of Iowa, and the northeast part of Missouri, they have 10 inches of snow on the ground. The entire system moving to the east, and that band of snow brought snow flurries and snow showers all the way into portions of Michigan and the upper Ohio Valley. We're looking for cold, windy, and cloudy conditions tomorrow, and let's take a look at our radar picture direct from Mid-Continent Airport in Wichita. We have no echoes of precipitation within that 275-mile radius as of this hour, but we do have cloudy skies, and the look ahead fair on Sunday, fair and a little bit warmer on Monday and Tuesday. Nighttime lows about 35 to 40, and the fountains at Royal Stadium.
Tom, that you and I and Andy and some other folks from here are playing a benefit basketball game against a radio station in town, and that will be
cystic fibrosis.
For cystic fibrosis at Friends University, $2 a head.
Tomorrow night at 7:30.
Right.
Okay, we'll talk about golf first. It's always a little early after the second round, but it's Spain's Severiano Ballesteros plays his cards right. He looks good to win the Masters Golf Tournament. Ballesteros has a 4-stroke lead on the field after 3 under par, 69 round today. He is 9 under. PGA champion David Graham and Rex Caldwell are tied for second. A lot of the big names, Nicholas, Watson and company, did make the cut, but they'll have a ways to go. We'll have details at 10. Kansas City Royals try and even their season record and their series with the Detroit Tigers tonight in Kansas City. Larry Gura will pitch for the Royals. He'll face Dan Schatzeder for Detroit. Last night, the Tigers